See what I got. See what we're working with. We are going live. I see we got people coming in. Trying to get things set up. See what we're working with. Try to be on once I can. Just coming on right now. See what we got going on. See, somebody just came through. Okay. See what we got. See what's going on. See if we got anybody coming through. Just coming on late. I just got through doing some videos, got through working on some projects. So trying to see if see what's happening. Been one of those kind of days. So let's see what we're working with. What's up? How you doing? I've been working on some videos. Been busy trying to get stuff together. And got some stuff. Got some stuff coming. How you doing? Got a lot of stuff that I'm working on. Yeah, and I got videos coming about that. Starting August 1st, I'm gonna be getting into some heavy football stuff. So I got some stuff coming. I don't blame him because this is the only time he can get his money. And if I'm him, he's halfway to Kirk Cousins' career. He got one postseason win. So I ain't mad at him. You got to get the bag while you can. They're in a day and time because the quality of football quarterbacks isn't as such. So you got to get that bag. I know that as a fan, it's disheartening, but I understand the logistics because people think Patrick Mahomes is a discount. And, it's not a fair business. And they always like penny pinch and money, but I understand it, though. I get it. So I ain't got no problem with him. I like Jordan Love. How you doing? How you doing? I well, I told you that already. I told you that already. They owe. You know what I told you? I told you before the first round starting the playoffs. I said they need that rest time. They're not going to just. They got too many strikes against them. LeBron's old. Kawhi was old. Steph old. KD's old. Anthony Davis is borderline old. And Anthony Davis inexperienced. I mean, Anthony Davis inexperienced. That's coming on. Halliburton is decent. They don't have this great depth of people that they can just jump out and whip up on teams no more. You know, Jason Tatum is young and good, but they're not scaring nobody. They're not scaring nobody. They would really be exposed if they had to go against the world. Like if you put, Jokic and Giannis and all them on one team, they'd be in real trouble. I'm telling you, this is smoke and mirrors 101. I know what they doing. I know exactly what's gonna happen. And they are not that good. They can't play defense. People are gonna blame Steve Kerr and they're gonna say, well, rotations, they're just not a good team. Maybe good enough to get through now, but the quality and the tears are gonna fall off so drastically. Oh, I don't even eat food. I don't even eat meat. So what are you talking about, Akeem? Yeah, he do. He do. He pretty bad about it. And I get tired of him, cause he always shuffleboard and he can't make up his mind who he want to, and he always gotta be in between 'em. Okay, I gotta get you out of here. And I don't know who you are, but you got to go. I can't be having trash on here. I got enough to deal with as ready. So anyway, yeah, I had to get that old Vanny boy. Old Vanny. Because he is the new Al Sharpton. He's the new, you know, there's an agenda at work. He meant to say protect himself. That's what he meant to say. Don't care about Kamala. He don't care about her. First of all, no one is trying to attack her. Not like that. And second of all, if he knows something, he should say something. Kamala Harris is not being harmed like that. Yeah, she has some bigots who don't like her. I saw them fat white chicks on CNN. They had me rolling. They Trumpicans and they hate her. But see, how you gonna be scared of somebody who ain't no threat? I mean, she takes care of herself and she got good hair and she's educated, but she's no threat to you, you know. So why are they even talking about Kamala Harris like she's some threat? You know. But they were on CNN. These three fat hip old chicks. They're Trumpicans. Well, I don't like her. It cracked me up. I saw them triplets. And they just like, you know. They because that's some of that stuff they push those agendas. You can take the most, I'm telling you, and see Carmela gonna get her wake up call because see, even the most plain, simple, mashed up potato looking woman, and the guy's gonna go, oh, you're too much of a threat. Don't even know why she's a threat. I'm telling you. It's a torn situation because obviously nobody wants to see no Trump's racist behind him, but I'm not feeling her. I told you I take reparation over. There is no choices. I think she could do it, and she comes from a practical common sense. But what it is doing, what's up? How you doing, Jay? Well, good to see you. What she is doing though, with Obama pulling the strings, is they're gonna show you how racist this country really is. Because it's gonna be woman of color against a known racist, sexist trash like Trump. It's gonna let you know what they really think, you know. And they're gonna do it in a way where um it's gonna make a break. Make a break. And there's a lesson to be learned there. Definitely. All right, Jay Will, what's happening? What's shaking? I know you cats got stuff on your mind. So what's up? Now there's no stop taking advantage of black folk. Stop acting. But my thing is this: neither party got anything to get excited about. Neither one got anything to be excited about. The white folks for a mess because if you stuck with Trump and that's all you got, and that hatefulness, what you got to come back with? That's why Trump is gonna probably be like somebody that has to keep winning and losing or losing to winning because the only way the worst mistake he comes up if he actually wins, that's 4 years he gotta go. You don't get two terms. So He's in a bad situation. That party's in a situation. Democrat Party's in a bad situation because they don't have anything young. I did a video about that list. Well, JD Vance is racist trash and he's an actor, but they got to come up with somebody that can counter him, which they will. Yeah, and I didn't agree with that list at all. I didn't agree with that at all. And Tom Brady should have been higher. You know, make the argument for Serena Williams being higher. Barry Bonds should have been higher. I have my own. LeBron is not. He's got the same rings as Curry and Shaq. So how you got him higher? Besides from scoring and stat pattern, what else you got? He ain't got more rings than Kobe and Duncan. So what's your argument? Make it make sense. But that's the top 5 that they want to sell you on. I know what the list was, but that was done on purpose. If you look at those 5, think about it. That was done on purpose. That wasn't by accident. He was number 39 or 40 on the. I looked at it because Dwayne Wade was 35. I probably have Serena and Tiger Williams 1 and 2 from me. I saw what Dreamsboro said, and look, I like Lewis Hamilton and all that, but heck no. Lionel Messier can make an argument. Ronaldo to an extent, but no, I mean, Serena could be my number 1. Tiger could be my number 2. Barry Bonds could be my number 3. I'm sorry. There has not been another athlete in a team sport that has dominated their sport like Barry Lamont Bonds has. Please show me another one. Now, I know you can use the rings, but baseball ain't used as the rings as a criteria. For the female side, yeah. But then again, I can make a strong case for Tiger Woods. He dominated from 2000. He was dominant. Because golf, he did to golf what Steph Curry did for the 3-point shooting, outside shooting. Changed the way you do it. Changed your routine. My NBA player that I would pick out of those 5 that were mentioned, I'd probably say Shaq. He's the last one to three-peat. And for all the runs and runs that LeBron and Steph had, they never did it. Kobe didn't do it either. And Duncan didn't do it either. I have Shaq. Well, Gretzky didn't get in this one. It was Sidney Crosby. And I saw Sidney Crosby on the list. And of course, the tennis thing is tricky because Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer were all dominant. So them 3 are going to probably have to fall in the 10, 11, 12 circle. Yeah, I know Kobe was on the list. He deserves his spot. But Shaq's the last one to three-peat. Yeah, Roger Clemens is not. Well, they had Pedro. Pedro was like, did he make top 50? It was something like that. I watched it. I checked that mess out. They make the stuff up as they go along, and nobody cares after you get past 50. I'm just gonna keep it 100, because actually, top 50 is what matters the most. Top 40 means that you're a big hit. It's kind of like a music chart. Anything after that, you're on the list and you matter, but it ain't carrying the same kind of sway. Just saying. But Jokic was way up there though. I top 30. I don't know. He ain't over Dwayne Wade. They need to stop with that mess. What's up, JT? But that's what lists do. They get you talking and you get to debate, and some things you agree with, some you don't. Well, no, I'm not talking about since 2000. We're not talking about career. Obviously for a career. Yeah, Kawhi belongs. I don't think he was. He was like he wasn't touched. What did Kawhi do? I ain't even want to touch that mess. KG is not in the same argument with those other five. He's not in the argument with Kawhi. 16 was too high for Kawhi. Man that's been to 3 finals, 2 finals MVPs, All Star. No, Kawhi. People forget how great Kawhi was. Already been in. You've asked me that before. I don't view him as underrated. I don't view him as overrated. Reggie's about in the middle. If you say the last 10 years, I ain't gonna say since 10 to come on now. Let's give a roll call. Come on, give him a roll call with Jay Will. He's saying top 10 since. Let's roll call. Shaq, Duncan, Kobe. Dwayne Wade is in there. Kevin Garnett. Dude, I was trying to get the top 10 since Steph Curry, LeBron, Durant. And Kawhi might be there. Oh, Larry Bird. Larry Bird. Because Kawhi didn't score like Bird. There's not too many people I'm taking over Larry Bird. So before you even ask, if you watch my live streams or my videos, I'm not taking too many people over Larry Bird. Do I look white to you? Does this look like it's white? But now, before you say something ignorant and you about ready to get deleted, does it look white? I seen the low lights of them. Where you ask, Jay Will? I've commented on them. To answer your question, JT, it's Devin Booker because he's been to a finals. Well, I'm not white. Do you have a question, or are you just gonna be a troll? What you want me to say, Jay Will, about that? Devin Booker, because he's done more what Donovan Mitchell has. Donovan Mitchell is like a broke version of D Book. He can score a lot of points, but what else can he do? And I agree with Shaquille O'Neal. I don't see a superstar there. I see a stat pattern who could be good with a better team. Well, you know what? They did. And you believe him, Jay Will? You believe that lie? Sheeting bombs, yeah. They want him younger. They want to manipulate. I don't think it's impressive. I think that's got no choice. But the problem is sooner or later you're gonna get hurt, and sooner or later they're not good enough. You gotta play team ball. He wants to post and flex. That team is not playing team ball. No, he's not. In that context, well, Jaylen Brown ain't there. So how would we know? And the best American player, what does that mean in 2024? You're not the best player in the NBA. You're not the best player that plays in America. So the best player, American player, what does that mean in the grand scheme? Bam got no choice because he has to adapt his game to get better. That still ain't gonna save him, but they'll be a little bit better. But that ain't gonna save him, no. He has to work on shooting. They got to put together a crew around him with some guard play. Then they got to go find somebody that can bring in the goods. They got their work cut out for them. I'm not impressed with Team USA, and I told you before, and I stand by what I say. I got to give it up for what? He's playing at a really high level, but they're not impressive. You already asked me that. I don't want to be hearing about George calling Doc Rivers every time we come live. That's not where I want to go with that. They're not exactly like the questions on that. He is playing well, and he's playing at a real good clip. But do I think that I'm impressed with it? No, I'm not. No, you got to play man for man. But I keep hearing for how great he is and all this mess, they don't think they can win without Kevin Durant. So make it make sense. Keep hearing if KD don't play, they're done. Well, he ain't gonna flop, but he's not gonna stand out either. I don't know what that symbol mean, but whatever. I don't know what that means. Yeah, okay. You tell yourself that. He better save it for the regular season. I know that. I'm not impressed by what I'm seeing though. I don't see no team ball. Well, that's what the league wants. That's what they pay the big bucks for. You know, I'm not arguing with you. There'll be one time he flop, he ain't gonna be able to get back up. Well, because actually it started with the soccer overseas. That's what started it. And then it infiltrated to the NBA. That's where they got it from. And I used to see Ginobili and them do it all the time. And the NBA allowed it. The NBA so much for coming down on it. They still got guys doing it all the time. Unfortunately, he's neither or and or. Unfortunately. The problem with him is that he never recovered from that injury. He didn't played for 6 to 18 different teams. And he's a young, old 35, which nobody cares about no more. And I don't even think he's that old, but it's just that his career and people done forgot about him. Now he didn't really use his hair. He ain't James Harden. He flopped. He knew how to act, but I like Ginobili though. I did like Ginobili. Because there was a rhythm and a cadence to how he played. He was herky jerky and he could make you miss. So yeah, when you talk about Derrick Rose, that's a woulda, coulda, shoulda, and he got hurt, and we know. You be by yourself only because so it's in the bubble and because of the circumstances, and that's supposed to surpass the last dance when people weren't allowed to even be in there in the quarantine. Okay, he did because Ginobili could have played with quite a few teams as a starter. People forget how good of a two guard he was. I'm not gonna sit here and say he belongs in the same sentence with D Wade and Kobe and nothing like that and Jordan, nothing like that, but he could have had a I don't think he wouldn't have scored as much as James Harden, but he could have averaged 20, 25. He was thrifty. He was feisty. And I'm a firm believer they had to beaten the Pistons in 5 or 6 games in that finals, he would have been the finals MVP. Yeah. Because the first 2 games, if you remember, he was the best player. Thank you. I don't know why he was on First Take. I had somebody write me on First Take on that in the comment section because I said, "Oh, so with R. Kelly, huh?" And they said, "Well, yeah, it wasn't right, but it's not R. Kelly, but I guess the video was illegal." I'm like, "What you think?" I know he looks like Rob Palenka, but what's this going on? You know, I remember the Rob Lowe thing because I remember they put that on the news. It was on Current Affair, one of them tabloid shows. And next time I saw me at a mustache and a, yeah, you told me you like that one. I did that one quite a ways back, but yeah, crying all on TV. Hootie all crying. It's been long. Don't do that to him. Cats always got to step and fetch when somebody that they love. But when it's somebody else, they don't say nothing. They don't say nothing. I ain't see Darius Rucker say nothing about what Kyrie Irving was going through. I ain't see him say nothing about my dude Raul. So I did a video, and it should be out. I did. I talked about that. My take was simple. It wasn't about the money. They don't want. Oh, he's even worse. They don't want to force them together. I think it really lies into that. I think that they don't want anything to do with those foursome. Because Charles Barkley and them don't be nice. They tell it like it is. And it ain't just about money. I did do the video they matched it, but they, well, you saw what Hootie came out and said. And I heard that dude clearly say the N-word on the video. And, you know, so he ain't canceled. I mean, he's still selling the country sections, but, there are people who got issue with it. Issue with it, yes. Of course they can make the playoffs. He do, but he still tells us truth on TNT because he gets on TNT and he tells you that Celtics were going to win. He told you Milwaukee was fraudulent. Was he wrong? He said the Lakers suck. He be on his basketball IQ. The other stuff, yeah. But on basketball, he be on point. Shaq be on point too. Shaq, where else do you see someone tell Djokovic, I don't think you should have been MVP. I thought you should have been Shaq. And keep a straight face. No other show does that. And he told Donovan Mitchell, you're not a superstar. So tell me where else. I already answered that, JT. Yeah, they can make the playoffs, but what does that mean? If they don't get past the second round, what does that mean for Embiid? Maxey has to be big. Paul George. Never mind. You just have to wait and see. Wait and see. Yeah, Charles be shuffling. But he's funny. Man, he's got humor. Well, when he talks the truth about sports. I don't know how he gonna win a championship when he don't even play. He can't even hardly stay healthy. Well, what's he trying to say? And Jaylen Brown has outplayed. Jaylen Brown outplayed anything he's ever done in the postseason. So what is he talking about? Yeah, Kenny's real good for analyzing. I don't know about no dynasty. I don't know about all that. That's comical. I don't know about all that. First of all, you gotta get past the second round. Let's get past the first round, then second round, then before we start talking about you can't spell dynasty. And this Sixers team is good on paper, but dynasty, come on now. You tripping. Unless you got Reggie Jackson who played baseball. That's the only Reggie Jackson. Because that Reggie Jackson that plays basketball, when he ain't crip walking, he all right. He's had some moments. No, it's not. Maybe in your lifetime. No, it's not. Not the best. Not the best all season by the Sixers. That happened 40 years ago. I'm more of a Snoop Dogg dude. Snoop moved me more. He should. He should. Gilbert is an idiot. He sounds like some old white guy. And I did a video about it too. He sound like them old white guys at the clubs who be like, "Oh, those Negroes, oh, those girls, oh." And I watch how I say things because he was dead wrong for many reasons. We're black. We are black, and we have brothers all over the world. Now they look at us, look as different, come at us, but we're the same. You get. Let me tell you why he wrong. The Kimbe and Elijah one. Where you think they from? Where Giannis from? Who been the best player with not named Jokic and Giannis? And who been MVP? Giannis and Joel Embiid. Well, he's color struck too, and he's full of it. And I told you before, if you ever watch what I've said, I looked at him like I said he's like the Kanye West of NBA players, except he doesn't have Kanye's resume for his credentials. But he's always been a little delulu, and he says a lot of stuff for clicks and baits. And I'm not the biggest Gilbert fan. He got into it with one of my boys on Instagram. He said something, and they got into it. I don't really think too much of Gilbert. Once in a blue moon, he says something that I might say is decent, but the other 99 times, I look at him sideways, cross-eyed, and crazy. And this was wrong. Most cats don't, you know. Give me a second, JT, because I'm addressing Ted. We talking about something serious. So give me a moment. Um, it's a very serious situation. We didn't dealt with stuff a whole lot, and so for someone to come out and say something like this, you know, that's and he fell right into a stereotype. He wouldn't say that they was white. Telling you. Well, Giannis's career ain't over yet, so I can't really. I got to refrain from that. Right now, KD's got the edge, but if Giannis wins another ring, I got him over KD. It's simple as that. Because Giannis has already done it on an impressive level. So let's see what happens. Now, if Hakeem's footwork didn't work, then how come people like Shaquille O'Neal, who Gilbert holds high regards to, used it? How come LeBron James got trained by Hakeem if it didn't work? How come Kobe Bryant used it if it didn't work? Please make it make sense. Now, I might not hold Hakeem Olajuwon as higher as some other centers, but his athleticism, you can almost put there with Shaquille and Chamberlain, as far as athletic bigs that I've seen. And so he belonged with the most athletics I've seen, with no questions asked. My only pet peeves with him is I didn't think that he was a dominant force, and it took trade rumors and things to happen because he was skilled. But I didn't think he had the mental skill. I thought the physicalities was deeper. I saw what PG said, and it was like playing for the B team in LA. But guess what? You were C level, PG, because they were carrying your behind because you couldn't hit the side of a barn. See, before you go and diss Kawhi and diss them, what did you do, PG? So I don't want to hear that turkey say nothing because he ain't do nothing. No, they're not. Pippen just wasn't effective as far as scoring. That's his biggest pet peeve, and he thought he was better than he was. That's simple as that. He didn't score as much, and he wasn't. They're not winning on multiple. How you figure? Now, could they come out the West? Perhaps against Phoenix and Portland at the time, but they're not beating the Bulls. I just don't see it. He just was selfish, stuck up, and mean to his teammates. But he did all those things it took to be the freak he was. Take it how you want to take it. Just call him selfish and how he did it, but he was tough. I don't really have any pet peeves about neither one of them, if you must know. They were very competitive. They won at a high level. They gave it all they got. I mean, the pet peeves of man, they just strong will. That's not saying that when you asked me about Hakeem, mine was more about the mental. And Jordan and Isaiah beat you mentally and physically. I'm not gonna ask no more questions about George Carl. Every time I get hit about George Carl, I'm not answering no question about George Carl. We talk about him too much. You gotta flip your playbook if you want to start talking about coaches. I can give you about 15 coaches you never asked me about. But if I don't have to hear about the same three and four, you know, so you're a Mets fan, you can ask me about some Met players or some other. I can name you coaches to ask me about that you never asked me about. He's probably somewhere in the, I don't know, 25 to 50 rank. But I don't talk about George Carr, especially guys that never won a title. And he only got one finals resume on his list. Well, he's right because it's embarrassing and insulting that everything's been so modernized because he is a victim of the NBA's brainwashing that everything started when Jordan arrived and a lot of all that stuff. So he has every right to be upset. And they whitewashed the league so badly. They've been selling an agenda. It's funny when you see that ESPN list when they had Shaq, Duncan, Kobe, LeBron, and Curry. That's what they're gonna try to push forward. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. With Durant off the bench and maybe Kawhi. I'm telling you what you're gonna see. Sure, why not? Because there's not a white American basketball player that's that great. That's why LeBron James is they you gotta look at how they got stuff going. This is embarrassing for them. Yeah, I'd do it if I was the Spurs. What the heck? That means they got a chance to at least compete for a play-in tournament. They'll be a little bit better next year. And it only takes us one move. And they better make sure they do it because Sacramento gonna beat them to it. He wasn't a manager. I think. Well, if he did, it was minor. Cooper Flag will have to wait about 4 or 5 years. They're not gonna touch that kid. And I don't know how that's gonna turn out. Depends on so many factors. But we'll see. Why would Tyler Hero be on there? They said great. They didn't say good. They didn't say pretty good. They didn't say mediocre. They said, you know, you could combine Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. They still ain't gonna make the team. Uh, no, they're not that good. See, even as a token, as a mascot, they're not that good. That's what that means. You got to have some depth. They don't have the room for fooling around. And them cats don't hit enough threes, no way. So, Okay. What about Drake game? If you're talking about the present or you talking about his past when he was balling? Oh, you're paying it no mind. Yeah, what about Beltran? Ain't nobody paying him no game this and that. First of all, he been paying off everybody not to play the song, and cats are playing it at such an alarming rate. It's not even funny. Yeah. Oh, so that's where he went after all that crying against Dirt, against uh against Luca. Not surprised. What I heard is that apparently he goes around DJs and they make sure they don't play it around. Well, it's the hottest song in the streets in the summer, yo. I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I don't really keep up with baseball Hall of Fames no more. I've already stated my case about that mess recently, so I really don't even care. I'll talk baseball, but I don't talk about Hall of Fame too much. So Ted, I don't know if you know, it's been the hottest song in the streets. It's played everywhere, and they did a video where it was shot at that burger joint in Compton. The guy told I told Kendrick free food for life or something. Um, yeah, that's the word going around. He's trying to quiet it up. Because not like us is a catchphrase. I'm kid you not. It's huge. And Drake is real sore behind it. Oh, now we got, oh, the 2024 Celtics. Come on now. That's not even for discussion. If Jimmy Butler, well, Rachel Nichols had him playing out his mind, they went 6 games. There's no way in the world they should have gone those 6 games with that Miami Heat team. Maybe 5 tops. They weren't even half as talented as the Dallas Mavericks. The Lakers ain't beating this Celtics team. They too deep. They're not stopping it. Were you surprised? Are you surprised? See, until somebody pulls his fat behind out in the streets and goes a whale on his behind, he will always say stuff like that. Now, watching that video was disgusting. It did. Oh yeah, just like how he eats Jokic alive. Of course, Stephen A. is quiet. I did a video about that too. He ain't gonna say that. How does he eat him alive when he can't get out the first round? Yeah, but how long ago was that? And you got to remember something. Yeah, y'all can co-sign this, but guess what? You still got Mr. White, Jalen Brown, who played out his mind for Zingas. I mean, did you not watch what the Celtics just did? And you're going to tell me that they would beat that 2020 Lakers team. The Celtics are stacked. And y'all might not want to talk facts. Y'all might want to talk nostalgic and romanticized stuff. But I'm looking at what I see in the present. I'm not going back in yesteryear. They're a different team now. And now that they've won, I think they'll win another one. And they're not coming out. They're going to come out the East probably. So you ask a question, you don't like the answer, then y'all come here with these things. Y'all correct me up. Yeah, what about him? He looked like Opie from yeah. But y'all wouldn't beat this Boston Celtic team. Not with that lineup I just saw. The Celtics played defense and they went and they were more, you know. I admit if you had a Dwight or something on Dallas, it may make a difference. But I think the Celtics were the better team I've seen. This squad is stacked because they don't beat you like you think they're gonna beat you. They methodically wear you down. Play defense, score points. So if OKC did, they should. Yeah. And I didn't care about his Pistons coaching career because no one cares. At what lesson? Unless your name is Chuck Daly, or you are Larry Brown. No one cares about Piston coaches. Okay, we ain't cared about a Detroit Pistons coach since Flip Saunders left, and that's been almost 20 years ago. And they've sucked since the last 15. So come on now. But I liked him with the Nets. He was something else with the Nets for a minute. Yeah, but you ain't winning it though. Open and how? I see Minnesota, Dallas. We'll see what Denver does. OKC. How's it open? You got 4 teams that are better than y'all off the bat, and 2 of them you're not better than. So how is it wide open? I think the slots 5 through onward, 5 through 10 is you wishing on a star. John Moran's got to come back and be at a high level in IQ. And what are they bringing? Because I don't see it. I did a video on it. I guess y'all don't watch my videos because I did a video on it. And much as I love Wade and I'm a huge Wade fan, no Diddy. Well, he's supposed to. Good luck with James Dolan with that. But let me answer this question Jay will ask. No. I was a big D Wade fan, but no. He wasn't the scorer. He needed to have a supporting cast that was actually, once he got LeBron, he had Shaq, you have to have a second wheel of wheels with you. So they didn't do him any justice after Shaq got traded. They went 2 or 3 years because they squandered a couple of his years at his prime. He led the league in scoring. That's the guy without a 3-point shot. I just think having a better 3 ball, we would have more of a different discussion. But no, I can't say he's been better than Jordan. But defensively, he was bad. Just didn't have the cast. And some of it was because he didn't have the right cast, and some of it was because his shot was. But I'll say this, he definitely made the league his. He had a moment where he was a bad dude, and he definitely is underrated, underappreciated. People forget. You're supposed to want to buy your championship, but the problem is, it's James Dolan we're talking about. Who's he buying? Because I don't see anybody big that's gonna come to New York that's gonna sway. I'll answer that next. What is it? Next Thursday. I'll hit up football. I'm not gonna say he overrated. He been to a Super Bowl already, but he's injury prone. You got your doubts about what? How old are you? Because you sounding like you really like under 25 right now, and you actually have the audacity to come post this mess when this so-called team that's playing right now ain't as good as the '08 or the 2012 team. So you really got a lot of audacity, or the '96 team. Doubts. They spanked. Well, see, first of all, it's not fair to compare because that team back then, it wasn't. They were at a apex, a peak. Even though Zeke got robbed, they were at the apex. It's not foreign anymore because guys in the NBA now are different. Um, it was a different era. It was a different era. How's it better today? Everybody can shoot the 3 ball. Everybody does pitch and pop. How's it better? Back then, if you had the best players, you were going to spank that butt. Today, the best players are scattered. But there's an old man team that's playing right now. I can't get excited about when I see this team playing because everybody, the main guys are old. Now, I know as great as LeBron is playing, they still old. I don't know about it's at his peak. I don't know about at his peak. Because to say it's at its peak is as good as it's going to get, I don't think so. I think they'll get better. Because I'm going to tell you why. Because once we get past LeBron, Steph, KD, Harden, get past this era, you're not going to hold Jason Tatum, Jalen, and them in the same sentence as Jokic or Giannis. I think he could come to 40. I don't know about 50, but definitely 40. Because there was hand checking rules back then. Well, that's you. You talking to the wrong person. It's not at its peak because if it's going to get better, your chain is peaked out. So don't. I call cap on that. To say that it's his peak and I agree it's going to get better, you got to stand on one or the other. Why do you think they've gotten so good today? Because they changed the freaking rules. Because they brought the Europeans' culture to style to the NBA. They have whitewashed the product. They have set it in the where everybody can score. So they've made it pitch and pop. Kobe said it was disgusting. There is no artistry to this game today. And then you get a guy like Steph Curry who comes along who has changed the course where they take positionless out of it. Your James Harden had the Euro step. Your Dame, like they're doing all of it. Well, that's been green lighted. Traveling, bunny hopping, skips, all that has been accepted. They don't play no defense today. So it's like they want to be cardio. So let me ask you, let me put it to you like this. You say you're a Usher fan or a Chris Brown fan. Dancing. Let's talk dancing, for instance, and you saw Michael Jackson's. Well, you're going to think that they move more than Michael. But you know why? Because you're seeing them doing all the acrobatics and stuff, but they're not dancing. Michael Jackson actually danced. It was simpler, but it was explosive and it was effective. The guys back in the day played basketball in different caliber ways, fundamentally, and it was simpler. These guys today will take 30-foot shot, 3-point shots to make something and blow it up. Thank you. Thank you, JT. Whereas they don't take the low and the post high percentage shot. So they're doing everything acrobatic, which it looks more to the mind. But like Ted just said about not playing defense, they're not covering the rhythm. They have a team of acrobatics. How am I going to say his physicality is different today when I saw Shaquille O'Neal play? What do you have today that's representing seeing a Shaquille O'Neal? Luis Serrano might be on to something because the Yankees got smashed by the Mets. I see your Mets logo and I'm a Yankee fan, so yeah. No, they don't encourage flopping. The league encourage flopping. Yeah, I did that video about it. And Giancarlo Stanton got dissed. Um, it's not physicality, it's sophisticated. It's done in a way to make it manipulate the guys are more athletic and shoot and everything. It's done to manipulate. It's not about them necessarily being better. He did fall off. And that's why the guy can make that remark. And plus, the Yankees tend to fall off. And I told you, Ted, I don't care about Yankees baseball until we get to September, October. Because Mr. I can win 90 games a season, Aaron Boone, they're not getting the productivity. And I digress. I don't know. But I will say this: they have done things on purpose to get everybody in that maybe not should have been, and it wasn't that long ago. And when you watch the NBA today, and your eyesight is halfway good, you can't possibly say that these guys are so special, so great. Because if that's the case, let's just play this they better today, okay? Who today, once you get past the old guards, let's talk Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, Shea, Luca. I mentioned those five guys. Do you think those five guys will be considered top 15 ever? I'd say maybe a couple of them. Yeah, I know that. Oh, well, you remember after the Miami Heat won that title in '06, they did have that big old Jack Atlanta pumpkin ball that David Stern had brought out. And that mess didn't last long. So they tried a different basketball. All I'm saying is they've changed the rules to the game to appease a certain audience. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. I think Stevie Wonder could tell you that basketball don't look like it once did. I've been watching the NBA a long time, and there's things that they do they didn't always do. It's gonna be about Zion. They can bring people. What do I mean? They can bring people, but Zion's got to be the one that comes up. What do you mean? What I mean, Ted? What you mean? Um, I mean, if I was gonna say if Harold Miner could be considered one. Um, oh, okay, great question, Ted. Because fundamentally, on the top of the key, guys used to actually low post, pitch in, pitch out, like the give and go, the high screen pick and roll. Well, Karl Malone. Back when I watched the Lakers, one of the problems that Shaquille O'Neal had was you brought him out. You don't have to bring out bigs now. And bigs don't hog up the lane anymore. And they have made it where, and that's why it's so comical how the Lakers get all those free throw calls when we're in an era where there's not really a lot of fouling because you don't have dominant low post. A guy like Giannis and Jokic will beat you, will shoot outside. So you don't have anybody who's so dominant that it loans itself to reffing in the box. So why is that? You know? I mean, if we were in an era where the double double was effective, and that's why Andre Drummond likes to boast and stick his chest out. But what's his name for Cleveland? He used to play for the Nets. Whenever he gets healthy again, that's because he's got himself a couple back to back years of going in the second round. But if he doesn't get to the second round, he'll be fired. It doesn't mean anything. I think you asked me that. Yeah, Jared Allen. So let me address that. So Jared Allen would be a great example in today's time, a high double double man who would, you know, because he can score a little bit. He blocks shots, he rebounds, he's got a little, and it's not utilized. And to me, he was the difference why the Nets couldn't beat Milwaukee that year. But he's underutilized. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't read a whole lot into the Tibbs moves. That don't mean nothing. If they don't get past the second round, his butt will be on the hot seat. Francona was a better manager. He did good past couple years. Anyway, I do encourage membership and everything because I'm going to be going a little bit, and I still got a couple minutes while I'm still on here. But I welcome that, and I got a lot of stuff in stock because I got some stuff I ain't even put out yet. What's this right here? Okay, Dylan. I have to look that up with Dylan. I'll look that up. Thanks for the heads up about Dylan. Yeah, they still suck though. They ain't gonna do nothing though. But thanks, J. Will, for that. No, Ted, I can't agree with that. What do you mean? How so? How so? Oh yeah, and that also pertains to white folks too that are racist too, or have done some janky stuff. Uh, let's see. I've got to look at this. Let me see what I'm going to say about that comment. Ted, you're going to have to explain that one. I don't understand when you put the Lamar Jackson and Peyton Manning. Yeah, he got 2 league MVPs, but I don't look at Lamar like I do Peyton Manning. He ain't dominant like that. And while I applaud his athleticism and his greatness and what I see, it's not where I'm looking at him like I think he's going to take over. I think it's because Peyton Manning's stats were so shattering, and he looked like he was invincible. Especially, I don't look at Lamar like that. I think that John Harbaugh is missing the boat in the rig. There's something off with them. I think the division is tough. I was impressed when they spanked Miami and they put some 40 burgers on some teams. And I think they spanked the 49ers with that because he shut a lot of people up. But um, I don't know. Well, Jay Will, let me address that. Nobody wants to come to the Lakers. Ted will tell you why. Nobody wants to come there. Not nobody legit. They're not trying to go to that train wreck. The Celtics paid everybody off. So they capped up. Who wants to go play for the Grand Wizard in Cleveland? So I hope that answers that question, Jay Will. Who wants to play for the Grand Wizard in Cleveland? And the Lakers don't ain't gonna, until LeBron is gone. I'm telling y'all, LeBron's gone, you're gonna see some moves. Yeah, the Billy Goat stuck with JJ Redick, stuck with Anthony Davis. No, thank you. So you can think what you want though. Ain't nobody want to go there with Jay Redneck. I like that. Thank you, Ted. Well, you're entitled to what you want. Can't stop you. You know. Let me not get nobody's way. But again, I don't know how old you are, Jay Will, and you know. I wish he was the best I ever saw, but he's not even close. You know. He's great for his era. I'll give him that. Can't say the best I ever saw. Not even close. You've been saying that for how long? Because if they have a strike or someone gets hurt or something crazy happens, then you got a chance. You're not going to get no number 5. Not legally, you won't. I already think I told you before. You're not better than that. No, they're not. Minutes of what? How are the old 5 Spurs even brought up in the conversation? Then no one talks about that per game. What game? What, G League? In G League, I give them about 12. We talking G League, right? We talking G League. We talking G League, right? -1. I give him -1. unless it's garbage time. And you watch Sanford and Son, that's about the only way he'll get in. Red pickup truck. They're not gonna put him in no other way. Not sane wise they will, unless it's garbage time. You remember everything J.J. Reddick said about all these bums and everything? He can force it all he wants, and then what's gonna happen? Because Chauncey Billups was a better guard and understanding as a teammate. AI came from the I got to get mine, and AI made everybody get out the way. Now that's a good question. And I like both of them, but I think they both overrated. Um, Melo's overrated to me because he wrecked a good thing in Denver, and then he ended up becoming a guy who could have gone somewhere and won a ring, and he just chased numbers and had a very, very effective shot and talented scorer. But what else did he do? I just don't. And AI played great for Philly, and then he fell off, and then he again, didn't play in the team concept. Things didn't work. Chauncey learned a lot with Larry Brown. Chauncey learned a lot from Detroit, and I think that helped Melo out a lot. Melo and AI, to me, look, they were heading to the club. Well, Melo's a better version of what Paul George tries to be, but yeah, he better. He better. But I don't think about neither one of them, no. I got 3 minutes before I'm going to go. 3 more minutes to go. Yeah, well, he was tough on him because he was a guard in your ABA days, and you have to be demanding. You have to ask your guard to take the hit. Guard play was essential back then. Well, had they won, history would have looked at them differently because then you beat Shaq, Kobe, and Duncan. I think you look at them quite different. Parker and Ginobili, I think you looked at quite differently. So, and they don't get their respect. But Ori came up huge. That's what big game Rob do. So, yeah. I'll be sending out some more notifications probably the next couple of times I go live. So I'm definitely glad to be getting everybody that came through. That's a good question about AI and Mello, though. I never get asked about that, though, but I'm glad, though. Everybody, please hit them likes, too. I need all the likes I can get. Yeah, and that would have been a huge statement. Next Thursday. Doing bad. I did got football planned for a week from now. We'll get into all that. You should tell me who you think. I shouldn't answer that question. You should tell me. Because they got some things in common. I think his attitude was janky. I think he thought he hood and he tried to, he gonna come out rough. And he didn't stay focused. And he didn't learn it. Being tough ain't got nothing to do with having talent and skills. And that's the one of the things he was lacking. That's what cost him. So, um, good question, Ted. That's a great question. Great question. I never get asked that one before. You should I should I should use that almost for a regular video, but I'm gonna say David Thompson. David Thompson was in the air, yo. I love Drexler and I got to watch more of Drexler, but David Thompson was sky. When you can go against Dr. J, when Dr. J's fro was big, and you going against Dr. J, do I need to say more? And David Thompson doesn't have any of the, drugs and other things. David Thompson was a freak, but it's just that it just didn't, you know. David Robinson, College, it was Ewan. Pros, it was Robinson. That one's too easy, Ted. Do better. Appreciate the question, but that one's pretty easy for me. I remember them both in their peaks and primes. And Ewan in college was something else. Pros, hit and miss. But David Robinson was an MVP, won chips, and was you know, that's what Ewan tried to do. Okay, you already know the answer to that question, so come on now. You've watched my live streams. You know I'm going to take Shaq. Come on. No, I ain't going to go all that. Jordan? I'm going to go on 4 minutes, and y'all got to come up with better questions, and I'm not trying to be offensive, but come on now. Now, the Drew Holiday one, I love what Ted asked me about the one above with Drexler and Thompson, but these last ones, come on now. Of course, I'm taking Shaq, Dave Robinson, Drew Holiday. When you say top five dudes, what are you basing it on? He's looked good in a couple of previous, but it's not like there's a long line of him going to the finals. And he's not a Hall of Famer, but he's had a good run. Of course, it's Jordan. Now, I like Steph Curry's ball handling skills, and he can shoot from anywhere on the court. But Jordan beats you inside, beats you outside, and triple doubles. Come on now. Steph would have to get his triple doubles way up. That's how I would say that. But I will say this. Even though Jordan's got him beat, he belonged in a conversation near him because he changed the course of the game. And make no mistake about it. Are you for real? This is why I got come on now. Are you really asking me that? You really asking me that, Drew Holiday or Mookie Blaylock? Really? I like Mookie all right, but Drew Holiday, yeah, come on. I think the fact that he could actually score, like he could play with off the rock, he doesn't get his due. He was good off the ball. Fundamentally sound. Truth is, that guy could have probably played another 4 or 5 years. I'm taking Dennis Johnson. I've seen them both. That's why y'all gotta be careful with all this Drew Holiday love. He good, but I don't know how far back you go. And then you start saying stuff because the guy got a couple rings, and you say, "Well, is he this guy, that guy?" No, he ain't that dude. Dennis Johnson was that dude. I saw DJ do great for Seattle, Phoenix, and Boston. Larry Bird called him his best teammate. I'm taking Sidney Moncrief because he didn't get to the finals, but Sidney was a handful and had spring in him. And I like Drew. Different era. Okay, I got time for like 1 or 2 more before I got to go. But and I'll try to come back on next few days. We'll see. It's gonna be 3 or 4 days. But yeah. And I like, and that's who the Bucks could use now if they had Sidney Moncrief instead of Damian Lillard. So I'm not going to Delgado. What would I say about that? Wouldn't say he was overrated. Wouldn't say he's underrated. Terry Cummins in a blowout because I seen them both and taking Blake outside the dunks. Nothing he had over Cummins. You make a case in 2021. You don't make a case in 2024. Yeah, he had a game or two against Boston. One game where he looked good, but Boston's squad was deeper. Milwaukee had to get him utilized against Phoenix. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But different. People don't understand how good Terry Cummins was. Terry Cummins could shoot. No, he just kind of mean mugged and overplayed his ego, but he was a good player, not a bust. How is he a bust? A bust is a guy who doesn't do much of jack. That's not a bust. I wasn't the biggest Kmart fan, but he far from a bust. Yeah, Terry Cummins, yeah. Because aside from dunking, what else Blake Griffin do? He ain't learned how to start shooting threes until he was like 25 years in his career. So Terry Cummins could shoot inside and out, play in the physical era, and he was athletic. So, all right. Anyway, appreciate everybody coming through. I will be back again sometime soon. And appreciate all the comments and the thoughts. I guess I'll address. No, he ain't underrated and he ain't overrated. He just rated. How's he underrated? He had his best time in Phoenix. He modeled in New York. And I don't remember his career after that. And don't ask me. Because about 2005, 2006, that was it. He had a chance at something and then he, you know. So no. I'm not that big on Amari. Anyway, appreciate everybody that came through. Again, I'm encouraging people to hit the membership and with donations and everything, because I know we'll get more coming. But I will be coming by in a few days. So, and like I said, once we get to next Thursday, once we get to August, we'll start doing more football for y'all who want to do more football. I just want to hold off until I, get into that gear, because we're still talking baseball, basketball, but we will get into that NFL real soon. Appreciate everybody coming through. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay up. Thank you always. And, thanks for coming through. And all the extra eyes that came through, some views that didn't come on, but hopefully we'll get those people out the woodworks. They'll come in and we'll get more people to chime in, because I welcome the more the merrier. All right, peace, the best. Stay up, stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.